Top of the Fogset News. Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman has been accused of murdering and dismembering journalist Kamal Khashoggi. He's denied any involvement, although he was seen recently at the mall with a full shopping cart at Bone Saws R Us. When confronted with that fact, he said, they're just Christmas gifts and stocking stuffers for my friends. An extremist cleric in Herat, Afghanistan has decided to enforce the strict code of no music and gender separation and wants to change the name of Herat, Afghanistan to No Music Stan, No Funistan, No Nothing Stan. Thanksgiving right around the corner, and many people are thankful that they won't have to spend the 4-day holiday with relatives. Senate Judiciary Committee has subpoenaed the heads of tech companies of Twitter and Facebook. Yes, senators have called CEO and founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, in front, and they want answers specifically about content moderation. And another nagging question, with all that money, how come he still has a haircut that looks like Moe from the Three Stooges? Trump continues with his super spreader rallies on the COVID infection tour. Coming up, Linda Hill from New York. Stay tuned. Hi folks, Michael Meehan here at Fogset, and we're excited to visit again Linda Hill in New York City. And with the shutdown of beauty parlors and salons, Linda's going to be talking to us about the dangers of doing beauty operations at home, particularly the home dye job. So please, let's welcome to the Fogset International Web, Linda Hill. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Michael Meehan and Fogset. A big hello from Hell's Kitchen, New York. Just ignore the woman behind the curtain, said the Kansas sunflower who had a terrible at-home dye job experience. I don't know what happened. I followed the directions on the box perfectly.
Linda, it does not look that bad.
You really think so, Mike?
Well, don't feel too bad, Linda. You're not alone in this. I've had my own home hair mishaps with the scissors.
I guess I could change my name to Patsy Plaid. You know, this whole pandemic is kind of getting to me. It's like I can't really get my nails done. Look, they're barren, my nails. Oh, I wouldn't even put you through the ordeal of seeing my feet. Pedicure? Pandemic pedicure?
Hey, Ernie, can we get a wellness check on Linda? Have somebody go by, see there. You've got the people
Can I
in New
share
York.
something
Good.
with you, Mike?
Yes.
The other night I was having dinner with my boyfriend and I was trying to be nice. I said, darling, you've got a little food in your mustache. He said, darling, you have some food in your mustache too. Waxing, I need you. Oh.
Linda, I have to say, you still look fabulous. Your natural beauty comes through. I mean, you're a 10 on a scale of 10, right? I mean, and in a city of 8 million people, there's got to be somebody for you.
Maybe there's some big Scottish lug just dying to find out what tartan I have.
That's the spirit, Linda.
Well, there is an art installation that's going to happen one day. And it's by this woman who makes funny colored objects. And I could just go up there and sit and blend in as one of the art objects.
Well, Linda, in any form, shape, color, or design, we look forward to speaking with you again. Thank you so much for gracing our Fogset studios.
Well, you know I love Fogset, and I love you, Michael. Keep up the good work of keeping the people informed. And one day, I'll have natural hair again. One day.
From New York, that was Linda Hill. All right.
Recording.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Fogset, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure now to go to our correspondent, Rong Zhao in Beijing, China. Hello, Rong. How's everything in Beijing?
I'm in Boulder.
I st- Boulder, China. How is everything in Boulder, China?
No, Boulder, home of the University of Colorado.
You know, we hear so much about China. We didn't even know that there was a University of Colorado there.
No, it's Boulder, Colorado, you dumbass.
I stand corrected. Uh, well, I guess what we want to know is what's the difference between Boulder and China?
Well, I guess the difference is that, technically there's only one Chinese restaurant I could find in Boulder. And according to Google Maps, it's called Chipotle. You know? So I went to Chipotle the other day. I was like, hey, do you have any Chinese food? And she looked at me. She's like, yeah, we have rice. And I was like, do you have anything else that's Chinese? And she really thought about it, and she's like, yeah, my uniform. So it's made in China. And I got mad. I was like, do you have like anything else that's like authentic Chinese in this restaurant? And she just stared at me, and she's like, you?
Well, so I guess you're starting to feel at home there. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that there's Walmart here, so every time when I get homesick, I just go to Walmart. Um, yeah, this makes me feel home. My favorite thing about Walmart is this kind of a big teddy bear toy there, because it's just like the one I used to make in a factory.
Ah, such courage to come from Boulder, China, to live in Boulder, Colorado, and live the American dream.
That's a Chinese dream before. The American dream is to invade another country, bomb it, and then sell Coca-Cola and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Ah, I suppose you're right.
Of course, I'm right. Have you tried pulling your head out of your ass on occasion?
Right, right, right. My question is, what is the Chinese dream?
Well, the Chinese dream is to come to America, get a baby, and open a restaurant.
Mm, uh, yeah, it makes that sounds challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it makes much more sense to just steal a baby, sell it, and then use the money to open the restaurant.
Mm. Well, I suppose though, with the recent Supreme Court nominee and the tilt to the right, which will be a threat to the Roe versus Wade decision, granting the right to an abortion, that there's probably going to be a glut of unwanted babies. And won't that lower the price of selling a baby?
Nobody said making America is what's going to be easy, you pampered American.
Mm. Well, you're right. In the words of Dan Rather Forge, I guess we want to know any words of wisdom to our audience here at Fogset.
Hmm. In the words of the philosopher, men who go to bed with itchy butt wake up with smelly fingers.
No truer words have been spoken, my friend. Well, thank you, Rong Zhao, all the way from Boulder, China. Thank you for visiting us here at Fogset.
You're welcome, you ignorant dummy.
Thank you. That was Rong Zhao, all the way from Boulder, China, here visiting us at Fogset. Thank you for visiting Fogset too. And now this. Hiya, folks. Donnie Donaldson here at Donnie Donaldson's Wigatorium, and look who I got with me, Mama Donaldson, sporting her brand new topper. Ain't that right, Mom?
That's right, and it's been so successful. When I go down to the senior center, I get all this attention. It's so nice.
And you'll get lots of attention with your new Donaldson topper. Ain't that right, Mom?
Yes, it is, but I always liked your brother better.
Come on down, folks. We're located right next to the Denny's that got burned down in last year's race riots. There's plenty of parking. Hello and welcome to Fogset. My name is Michael Meehan. Today we're going to be talking with a gentleman who believes in the use of psychedelic drugs. saying that the warnings from the Federal Food and Drug Administrations are really overblown concerns, and we'll be speaking with him. He also takes a stand against vaccines, so we'll be discussing that with him. Let's welcome my guest, Theodore Fleener. Theodore, how are you?
Yeah, hey, thanks, man, for having me here at the whatever. You guys validate parking?
Well, thank you so much, Theodore, for coming on to the show here at Fogset. We're interested. So you're a proponent of the use of psychedelic drugs, mainly LSD, I guess is the most common popular term, but you've also experimented with hallucinogenic mushrooms and whatnot?
Well, listen, man, the use of hallucinogenics has been proven over history. I mean, the native tribes used hallucinogens all the time to, go on vision quests and, be enlightened and see stuff and become better human beings because of it. That's what I'm saying.
I see. And you're saying that concerns about the minds and the brains of the people who use psychedelic drugs are overblown, and actually that they're very safe.
Well, let me say this about the difference between hallucinogens and vaccines. Okay, with a hallucinogen, you take it, you put it in your body, and it affects you, and you see things that were not illuminated before. But when you get a vaccine, you're introducing lots of different creatures into your own body, man, okay? Like every time you get vaccinated, there's like millions and millions of alien spores that are now just going to use your body as a playground, okay? So you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there's documented cases of people coming down with autism and stuff like that, okay?
I see. Let me just ask you a question. Have you or anyone who's taken psychedelic drugs had a bad experience, what they term a bad trip that we've heard a lot about?
Well, look, let's look at the positive things about hallucinogenics, okay? Don't dwell on the negatives, okay, bro?
Tell me, Theodore, have you ever mated with a damselfly?
Hey, man, you're starting to freak me out. What's going on?
Just to see those 6 legs in the air kicking during mating season, I tell you, it's something.
Stop it, man.
Theodore, have you ever vacationed on a pile of dog do? Relaxation.
Stop it, no.
Mr. Fleener, have you ever fertilized a gelatinous egg mass?
Oh my God. Ronald Reagan came here in a spaceship.
This portion of our show is brought to you by PG&E. PG&E stands for Pretty Good Explosion and Fires Too. Thanks a lot, folks. And thank you very much, Theodore Fleener, for engaging us here at Fogset. We appreciate it, and we'll be talking to you later, hopefully. Hiya, folks. Donnie Donaldson here at Donnie Donaldson's Wigatorium. Look who I have with me, Mama Donaldson, sporting her brand new topper.
Oh, it's just wonderful down here. Have your grandson drive you down. It'll be an experience for you.
And you'll feel like $1 million coming out of the store, just like Mama Donaldson. See you later, located right next to the Denny's that burned down in last year's race riot, so there's plenty of parking.
I always liked your brother better. Is that what I'm supposed to say? I just think it's horrible.
Hello, I'm J. Roger Wanke, and Fogset presents a program talking with interesting people called Insight. And today my guest has been voted 3 times the most fascinating person in Daly City. Please welcome Bill Tuohy. Bill, how are you?
Oh, well, everybody's quarantining, and there's a lot of stuff going on. It's all foggy, but so far I'm staying cool. Speaking of cool, there's this baby polar bear, and he asked his mom, he goes, "Mom, am I 100% polar bear?" She goes, "Yes, son. Go ask your father." He goes, "Dad, Dad, Dad. You know, fathers never listen to their kids. Dad, what do you want, son? He goes, am I 100% polar bear? He goes, son, your mom's 100% polar bear. I'm 100% polar bear. That makes you 100% polar bear. Why do you ask? Because I'm fucking freezing.
Well, Bill, all of our viewers here at Fogset want to know, how's it been?
Oh, it's good. We've just been quarantining. But, you know, I've just been at the house, you know, watching Netflix. I'm getting Netflixed out. But, you know, we're just listening to what's going on out front porch sometimes. This old man, the old neighbor of mine, he's hilarious. All he does is yell at people. And there's this little boy that comes down the street the other day with some duct tape. He's yelling at him. He's going, boy, what are you doing with that duct tape? He goes, I'm going to go catch me some ducks. The old man was like, boy, you can't catch ducks with duct tape. Half hour later, and the kid comes back with some ducks. And the old man's like, well, I be. You know, and then another day comes by, and then the kid's got chicken wire in his hand. The old man's, boy, what are you doing with that chicken wire? And the kid's going, I'm going to get me some chickens. You can't get chickens with chicken wire. And then the kid comes back like 45 minutes with some chickens. And the old man's like, well, I'll be. Very next day, the kid comes down with a big bushel in his hand. And the old man's like, boy, what is that you got in your hands? He goes, I got me some pussy willows. And the old man was like, let me go get my coat.
Bill, as an electrician, you keep the grid moving, you supply electricity, the vital energy to all the homes. But that is not why you're deemed an essential worker. It's your work as a sperm bank donor that designates you as an essential worker. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, you know, since the quarantine, I've been at home sperm banking a lot. We've been me and my girl, and, you know, just last night we're in bed having some good sex, but all of a sudden I stopped in the middle of it, and she goes, baby, why'd you stop? I said, bitch, I'm buffering.
Well, Bill, next to the all-you-can-eat buffet down at the Panda Express next to the Home Depot, what are some of the fascinating sights the international traveler could see if he were to visit Daly City?
Well, you know, Daly City's becoming the place to be because of global warming. You know, it used to be a lot foggier, but there still are some fans of the fog. For example, Snoop Doggy Dogg came up to Daly City for the drizzle, my nizzle. And then he even stopped over at Home Depot to get a chisel for shizzle.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for visiting us at Fogset. Any last words?
Gotta use the restroom. I gotta take a deuce.
Why do you call it a deuce? I'm not familiar with that term.
Deuce, you know, number 2. Yeah, I don't know why they call it that either, when it's actually a turd. Well, speaking of turd, I got one more thing. There's an Irish guy lives down the street from me. He's a firefighter, and he was telling me yesterday, he goes, we had a big fire downtown between turd and fart.
No truer words have been said. Thank you so much, Bill Tuohy, for gracing the Fogset Studios with your wisdom and insight. Thanks again.
You hear a lot about what to do with this COVID and what to do with this mask and the pandemic and how are you going to vote and all that BS. Well, let me tell you how. If you're going to vote for the Republican candidate, Donald Trump, then I'm telling you the safest way to do that without wearing one of those liberal masks that they're forcing us to wear is to come up with, well, we've come up with a solution for you. Now, if you have a plastic bag at home, get that right now. So here's how you do it. If you're thinking about voting for Donald Trump and you want to do it safely without wearing a mask or breathing in some of that liberal gas that they're always gabbing about, but don't want to get the COVID, then here's what you do. I'm going to take my hat off. You take your plastic bag. You put it safely over your head. Now, you want to do this about an hour or two before you vote so you don't have any chance of getting any of that liberal air in you. Then you wrap it tight like this, and you take your blue tape, and you tape it here. And now you're nice and safe, just like the astronauts are, and you can go vote. So don't be afraid this election year to get out and vote. I'll put my hat on. And you go vote for the candidate that you believe in, who speaks to us, who says the right thing, who believes that this is all a liberal, paranoid dream. This is Brick Chisel with a Fogset News exclusive. Interview with a vampire, all the way from Transylvania. Here's Vlad the Impaler.
Actually, it's Brad the Impaler. It's just a little different. I'm not that guy.
I stand corrected, Brad the Impaler. You come from a long line of vampires. It says here that you're over 300 years old. What's that like?
And I'm the baby of the family. You should meet my sister. Oh my God. Well, it is, I mean, life feels like an eternity sometimes. It gets a little depressing, to be honest, but I'm dealing.
Well, Brad, you're not what we expected to see in a vampire.
Well, these stereotypes that exist are probably a bad idea in general, but to be honest, that's why I like coming to San Francisco. It's a little bit, alternative lifestyle, and frankly, it suits my taste more.
Well, Brad, according to vampire lore, you must be invited into a home to find your victims. How do you manage that?
Yeah, frankly, I've been eating a lot of DoorDash lately, and boy, those guys just come right to the door. You don't even have to leave your coffin.
At the beginning of the lockdown, the streets must have been very empty. Where did you find your victims?
Oh my God, I was getting so bored. If I had to eat one more essential worker, I was gonna go vegan.
Sucking the blood from your victims, aren't you worried about getting the COVID disease yourself?
Well, yeah, frankly, I have 3 different forms of typhoid and hepatitis D, but immortality, you gotta roll with it.
I imagine that you're old enough to be registered to vote. How about voting in this election?
Oh, well, God, those poll workers, I usually avoid them like the plague, but, once in a while you can get a hold of a good one. But I'm more or less, I can't decide who I like least, so, as an evil person, I think I should just sit this one out entirely.
Well, the polls close at 8 o'clock. I'm sure the sun is down by then.
Oh, yeah, it's nice and dark, especially where I'm going to be lurking. So get out and vote, folks. Oh, he's looking for you, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation. It's been a blast, and, I just want to give my warmest regards to all your viewers.
That was Brad the Impaler visiting the Fogset News. And I'm Brick Chisel. Stay tuned for more.
Hello, I'm Peter Shanker, General Manager here at Channel G. You know what really ticks me off? People who park in other people's parking spaces. How many times have you wheeled your car into a lot just to find some jerk in your spot? Really ticks you off. I know it ticks me off too. So send your cards care of Channel G to I'm ticked off about other people parking in my spot. We await your letters here at Channel G, just part of our community service. Remember, Channel G works for you. Thank you.
let me tell you one thing, it's a sticky situation. Think I'd be safe in my own home, but they knock on my door and they call my phone. Commercials telling me what to drink, the White House telling me how to think. Some lady telling me how to wear my hair. The government says what's mine is theirs.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Information overload.
I can make up my mind on my own.
Information overload.
Why don't you just leave me alone?
Information overload.
Information generation. What we need around here is communication. Talk to our friends in our homes, up on the stages and from platforms. Tell them how you feel about it. It's time to stand up and be counted. Hold on to your pride and to the dream that reform in your day you'll have seen.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Information overload.
I can make up my mind on my own.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Over to my ass there kissing.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Information overload.
I can make up my mind on my own.
Information overload.
Why don't you just leave me alone?
Information overload.
Information overload. I feel like my head is gonna explode. Pamphlets, papers pushed on me. My head is cloudy. I can't see. Speeches, radio, TV, samples, junk mail coming for me. Ed McMahon saying I'm a winner. My vision's getting thinner and thinner.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Why don't you just leave me alone?
Information overload.
Information overload.
Information overload.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to clip the rosemary. It's like a weed. It'll get out of control. Of course, the Italians use it in their food, and everyone loves the Italians with their food. Ah, it's delicious. Now, the French will do things with an onion the rest of us can't even dream about. The Irish will boil anything until it's edible. That's what we're cut at. The English, they'll ruin everything. But the Germans, they'll eat anything as long as you put a sausage on top of it. Oh, it's time for brick chisel. I've got to go.